So I'm in Pixlr X and I'm going to create a new project, and I'm going to choose full HD, and we are going to call this Doodle Portrait, and hit create. Add a new image layer. I'm going to use a picture of myself, and I want to zoom out a little bit. And I do want to scale this down to fit my workspace. It's way too big right now. Okay. Cool, that looks good. So now I want to crop out any of the extra space. Now I just have my workspace to work with. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to the adjustment layer, and I'm going to make some adjustments to my photo. I'm going to up the vibrance. That just makes the colors a little bit brighter. I can up the saturation a little bit if I want to. Also, tint, it's a little bit red right now, so I can make it a little bit more yellow. I can make it a little bit more red. Whatever looks good for your photo, I'm going to do that. I'm not going to change the hue because I don't want to change the colors of it. It's pretty bright already, so I'm not going to change the exposure, the brightness, the contrast. What I am going to do is on black, I'm going to go down a little bit, and that's going to make my shadows a little bit deeper. And then for white, I'm going to increase it a little bit, and it makes my highlights a little bit brighter. So it changes the contrast, but it doesn't mess with the colors of things. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit apply. So now I need to move my background layer on top of my photo, because this is the layer I'm going to draw on. The layer is blue, so that I know I'm selected on that layer. If your layer is not blue, you're not on that layer. You could end up drawing on here, and then you're not going to be able to move your drawing. So make sure that you have a blank layer here. If you don't have one, you can use the plus sign here, and you can just add an empty layer. I'm going to cancel that since I do have one. And I'm going to go to this drawing tool over here. Now, my brush is on a 5 already. You can change it. It might be that your brush is on 236. That's way too big. You can either use the slider to move it, or you can just select this number here, and I'm going to change mine to 5. I changed it back. Okay. I'm going to leave the softness alone. I'm not going to mess with that. And you're going to want a bright color for this. You can choose white. You can choose any of these other bright colors. You just want something to stand out. I'm going to leave mine white just because. And I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit and use this bar to move. And the first thing I want to do is trace around my outline. So try to take your time, get this done right. If you need to, lift up your mouse, because that will create little stopping points in case you need to erase something. You're erasing smaller sections and not really big sections. So that's kind of helpful. I'm just going to try my best to trace around my outline. It's not going to be perfect, but that's okay. That's kind of part of the fun of this assignment. Okay, cool. My outline is traced. Now I got to go in and get all those details so that we can see that it's me. I zoomed in a little bit more, scroll down. Get some of the big folds in my sweatshirt here. My lines aren't perfect. That's okay. We're just kind of going for the main details here. Okay, now it's time to work on my face. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more, make things a little easier. Is it perfect? Nope, that's okay. This is just for fun anyways. Okay, so you might want to make your brush just a little bit smaller to get some of the details in your face. That is totally up to you. I'm going to go just a little smaller, and I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more. And on my face, I'm not worrying about every little detail. I'm just trying to get the main basic details in. Again, it's not exact, it's close. I'm good with that. So this assignment is supposed to look hand-drawn. So if you're like, this isn't looking so good, it's totally okay. I'm also not going to draw around all my teeth. I'm just going to kind of trace the outline, because if I get too detailed in here, it's going to look like I've got big sticks of gum in my teeth. So I just want to put a little bit of detail to those teeth. And let's move this back to 5 and finish my hair, and then we'll be done with this part. Okay, double check. I think that's everything. Cool. So now I'm going to use this move tool, and I'm on my line layer, and I'm just going to move this over some. Kind of weird to line it up with that eye, but I kind of like that. Let's see. Move it over here. Oops, I'm not ready to save it just yet. All right, cool. So then the next thing I'm going to do is go to element, add an element, and I want to add an overlay, and I just want to add something to kind of bring this all together. So I don't know that that's what I want. Let's go with abstract lights. Let's see if we can find something cool to blend this all together. That one's a premium. It looks like maybe these yellow ones are premium. So I have to choose one that's free. Not one of those. Here we go. Yeah, I like that. And let's knock the transparency down so it's not quite as taken over the picture. Cool. I like it. So now we're going to hit save. It's got Doodle Portrait already. You're going to save one copy as a PXD in case you need to go back and fix anything. And then you're going to save another copy as a JPEG image. Go ahead and bump that quality up to 100% and hit download. And then when you're done, make sure you load your work to your Google site and send me the link to your site in the private comments in Google Classroom for an assignment. Don't forget to answer the questions from the typed directions in the space underneath your work. And that's about it. Have fun. Email me if you have any questions.